Hey guys, it's Miss Leck. Today I'm going to talk about area of composite figures. So remember, when you are watching these videos, the very first thing you want to make sure you have is a calculator, a pencil, and a piece of paper, okay? Watching these videos is not going to help you if you are just listening. You need to be writing down and taking notes. That way, when you go to apply the steps or use the steps later, you have them written down and you can look back at them, okay? So, area of composite figures. So first of all, area. Area is the inside, how much is inside of a shape. Now, a composite figure. In the past, you've done area of rectangles, area of triangles, and area of circles. A composite figure is when you put more than one shape together, okay? A composite figure is when you put more than one shape together. So that means it has a rectangle and a rectangle and a triangle, a circle and a triangle, anything like that, okay? So we're finding the amount of space inside a complex figure. So two or more shapes that are put together. Okay, so there are a couple steps. So I'm going to show you the steps in just a second, and we're going to work 3 examples. Make sure you write down the steps so you can use them later. Okay, 4 steps, okay? This obviously does not look like a rectangle or a circle or a triangle. It looks weird. It looks kind of different, okay? It is complex. There is more than one shape put together here, okay? So we're going to have to decompose the figure into individual shapes. We're going to have to break it down. There is no formula for this, okay? So we have to make it smaller so we can find or use a formula that will work for us. So for example, if I break it up like this, I draw a line, I'm going to separate it. I've now made a skinny, tall rectangle and a long, wide rectangle. And those are rectangles. We have that formula, okay? So we're breaking it down into something we can understand, okay? Number 2, find any missing side links on the individual shapes, okay? So notice right here, I'm going to use the side links from on top. So I have 2, I have 12, I have 8, and I have 2, okay? So notice, they gave us those side links. All I did was bring them down, okay? Number 3, solve for the area of each individual shape. So to get the composite area, to get the total area, I'm going to get the area of this one and the area of this one and put them together, okay? So I broke it down so it's something easier to use, and then I'm going to figure out the area and then put them back together, okay? So area of this rectangle right here. So I have 12 times 2. Area equals base times height, okay? So area equals 12 times 2. So area equals 24, okay? I am a stickler for this. It always helps to write the formula first. That way you can go back and check it and you know you're not wrong, okay? Okay, so for this rectangle right here, we have 24 feet squared, okay? But that's just one of the rectangles. We also have to do the other, okay? So same thing. It's still a rectangle. The formula for a rectangle is still area equals base times height, okay? I rewrite it with my numbers. So base is 8. Height is 2, okay? Area equals 8 times 2. So area equals 16. So right here, this one is 16. Now notice, here I wrote the multiplication symbol. Here I wrote parentheses. They mean the exact same thing. Okay, they both mean multiply. BH smushed together means multiply. Okay? Okay. Step number 4. Add the amounts together to determine the total area of the composite figure. So this one and this one, we're going to add them. So 24 plus 16 equals 40. And because this is area, it is feet squared. 40 feet squared. So the area of the entire figure, the entire composite figure, is 40 feet. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, notice, okay, the picture changed, but the words did not. The picture changed, but the words did not. That means that our steps do not change, okay? We're going to follow these steps no matter what, okay? So, number 1, break it down. Decompose your shape. Make it smaller. So, I am going to draw it like this, okay? So, I have my bottom shape, looks like this, okay? And then I have my top shape. Oops, looks like this, okay? They are both rectangles, okay? They are both rectangles, okay? I'm going to bring down my measurements. So for my bottom, I have 7 and 15. Okay, for my top, I just have 6. Now, step 2, find any missing side links. So this one's good. It's got a base, it's got a height. This one needs a base. So to do that, we're going to look back at our shape here, okay? We know from here to here is 15. We know that, okay? So if I were to redraw this line, I know from here all the way across is 15, okay? And right here is 1. So I want to know about this space in the middle. I want to know about that part right there. So I'm going to subtract these little sections, okay? So 15 without this gives you 13, okay? 15 without these little side parts gives you 13. So 15 minus 1 gives you 13. That is what you should have done in the past. You should have learned about finding missing side links. So your base here is 13, okay? Step 3, find the area of each individual shape. So area of a rectangle equals base times height. Area equals 7 times 15. Area equals 105. Okay? Do the second one. Area equals base times height. That's the formula for a rectangle. Area equals 6 times 13. Area equals 78. So this is 105. This is 78. To put them together, we add the areas together. So 78 plus 105 is 183 centimeters squared. Centimeters squared, okay? 183 centimeters squared, okay? So we are breaking shapes down and then putting them back together. So we have one last example, okay? One last example. Now, right off the bat, what is very, very different about this shape from the last two shapes? The thing you should notice is it has a triangle, right? It's got a pointy top here, okay? So when we break our shape up, it's not going to give us two rectangles. It's going to give us a rectangle and a triangle. So decompose the shape. Okay, I'm going to cut it off that way like this. Okay, the reason I'm doing that is because if I were to cut it off like this, if I were to draw this, that would still give me a shape that looks like that. And I don't have a formula for a shape that looks like that, okay? So I need to draw, or I need to cut it off, I need to divide it, I need to separate it at a place where it gives me a shape that I know how to break apart, okay? So like this. So this gives me a rectangle and a triangle, okay? Rectangle and triangle. Now, this time, I'm just going to leave it right here, okay, because I think y'all can clearly see it, okay? Now, let's talk about the measurements real quick. Just remember, if 14 is here, then 14 is here. If 6 is here, 6 is here. Okay, so find any missing side links. We're good? Solve for the area of each individual shape. So let's do rectangle first. Area equals base times height. Area equals 6 times 14. Area equals 84. Okay? So for this big part right here, it is 84 meters. Okay? I know it's meters because it says M. Okay? Now, look at your triangle for me. Okay? Your triangle is different. It has a different formula. The area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So, the 1/2 doesn't change. We just bring it down. The base. Now, the base of this triangle is the same thing as the side for this rectangle. So, your base is going to be 14. Now, if it's a whole number in a fraction problem, we put it over 1. And lastly, we're going to multiply by the height. The height here is 5 meters, okay? Typically on a triangle, they love to indicate height with a dotted line. They indicate height with a dotted line. That way you don't think it's like two baby triangles, okay? So 5 over 1. Now, when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across, top times the top times the top, bottom times the bottom times the bottom, okay? So 1 times 14 times 5 is 70 over 2 times 1 times 1 is 2. 70 divided by 2 is 35. So this big section right here is 35. Okay? Last step, add the amounts together to determine the total area of the composite shape. So 84 plus 35 gives you 119 meters squared. Okay, I hope this helped. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can always reach out to your teacher if you need extra assistance, okay? The biggest thing about today is please, please, please make sure you are drawing the figures on your paper and you are separating them, okay? It's very easy to get your wires crossed, okay? So be careful, ask questions if you need it. Have a great day.